There are a few global settings that you'll find that are very specific to your ability to manage first and third party requests. This is really great if you're looking at the first and third party dashboard and you want to be able to determine, is it me or is it all those third parties? In some cases, in order to do that, you need to go and define a little bit further what you consider to be first party. By default, we're going to grab what's already there for the main document. We're going to grab that domain and assume that it's first party that you're measuring. But we're also going to allow you to create a first party domain that you want to include in that bucket as well. I've done that here and I've said, hey, you know what? I'm serving a bunch of other stuff that was listed as an unidentified third party that's really first party. All of those assets contain this domain name, assets.crocker.net. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now all of those different assets that were previously undefined or within a third party group have been shifted over into that first party bucket. So very, very good for, again, understanding that delineation between where that content's coming from. Another way that this is done, and if you walk through some of the videos around managing third parties and first and third parties or different request groups, you can track third party request groups. In this case, I'm already doing that. From the third party dashboard, I've gone ahead and turned tracking on for Cloudflare and for Google Fonts. But there might be cases where I want to go ahead and come in here to add something. And it might be a known third party that you just want to make sure you can add and cover here without having to go through the dashboards, but you want to make sure that that's being tracked and monitored. Or it could be something custom. This could be first or third party. If you think about custom request groups, you've got that ability to define something specific that you want to measure. It might be a subset of resources from a third party. It might be a subset of resources from a first party. In this case, I'm going to measure Cliff's JavaScript. That's the name I'm giving it. I'm going to go ahead and apply a filter here. I'm going to say, hey, anything where I see cliffscripts.js, there might be a version here, there might be something else, a different path, whatever that wildcard represents there, you can specify and say, you know what, this is the filter that I want to use to determine this request group. And I can go ahead and say add. So now I've created Cliff's JavaScript, which is a custom request group of specific assets, JavaScript assets that have the same file name, all wrapped up into this request group. Very useful for managing first and third parties, but also doing things like setting performance budgets on assets that I'm responsible for, JavaScript libraries or custom modules or anything like that that I'm responsible for maintaining on the site. That is how you manage first and third party as well as request groups from within your site setting.